All right, everyone. Hello. Hope you're staying nice and cozy today. I am currently staying warm by means of 2 clothing layers, long socks, and a heating pad, usually meant for my back, or one's back, that is currently just keeping me extra warm because my window is right there. And it lets in a little bit of cold air, and it's been a little cold. I think it was a high of 17 degrees today. So just a tid nipply. Teeny bit cold. Okay, so we've got some stuff we can do now. So I have, where do I start? I have worked on cleaning up some waystones, so I've got a few back. I have worked on a few things, actually. So I made one really big change to the pack. Something I was reading about the other day. One of Minecraft's bigger design flaws in a lot of people's eyes, and as I started to think about it, I kind of realized that it was one of my complaints as well, is that there's not enough durability on tools, considering your constant reliance on them. And so I've made it so that all tools, including the Elytra, I reverted my change to the Elytra having only 128 durability. I've made it so that all but a select number of items in the game that take durability now have double durability. And that, I think, makes a big difference to the gameplay effects. Personally, at least. So I've worked on the tunnel bore a little bit. I wanted to show that off. So the tunnel bore now looks something like this. So we've reduced the number of chests. We've added a deployer right here to deploy down rails. And we've added, you can see it's trying to do its thing. Don't want that to happen. We have added a plow to the back to remove the rails. So we should now see some resources. I don't know where the cobblestone is being stored that it says that is in this 40 cobble deep slate, but I don't really care. And yeah, basically just been trying to mine for some more stone and some other various resources, mostly stone and deep slate, because I just don't have a lot. So now we have 3,000 cobblestone and 5,000 deep slate. And 250-ish phantom membrane, and I took all of our sherds and saved some space in our inventory by turning them into decorated pots. So we can put them a couple of different ways around. I think I like that one more. And then I've been working on our blood magic life essence. So we have a lot of that now. And I think it is about time that we finish... Ooh, hang on, not you, you. I think it's about time that we build out a structure for create stuff. And how are we doing on iron ingots? 2,800? Almost 3,000. It's not bad. So I have picked up some more tough. So we have quite a bit of that. Again, we have loads of deep slate. Okay. What else do we want to work with as a building material? Got a good bit of azurine, but I don't know that azurine has any use. Only a few. Doesn't really have a lot of building properties. Okay. That's not bad. Limestone, I was thinking about as well. Limestone's pretty fun. Oh yeah, it's super pretty. That's why I have so much of it. That's why I have 600 of it in a drawer over here, is because it's absolutely gorgeous. Let's grab this rhyolite as well. I don't know what I'm building with. I have no idea. But I figure if I put enough blocks together, I'm going to start to kind of see a palette take shape. I think probably a palette kind of like this is going to work really well. But I don't know. We'll see. Now log-wise, do I need logs? And if so, which ones should I use? I don't know. I don't have organized, You said glance? For some reason, OBS decided to mute my microphone. I didn't press the button. So I don't know why OBS muted my microphone. But it did. That's outstanding. Anyways, I was explaining that we made a tunnel bore. It was pretty simple. Here it is. It is it's a infinitely replicating one that uses a deployer to place a rail and a plow to break the rail behind it. It's a 7x5 mechanical drill-based tunnel bore with a bunch of gold chests on them. And for the most part, that was like what we spent a lot of our time on, was gathering materials for the build that I'm working on now. And then, this, by the way, is a very dumb version. There are better rails or bores you can make. This one, for example, will let itself fall right into lava. I've seen some that like build a protective wall around them. I don't get into that. That's way too much work for me. I don't mind a little bit of effort. We needed a bunch of tuff and stuff for this build, so I didn't want to deal with that. What else did we do? I talked through some of the mod changes. I'll talk through them again because we made quite a few, and I've made a few more changes today. Not mod changes, just gameplay changes overall. Excuse me, I think I'm either coming down with something or getting over something, or my body is trying to avoid getting into something, or it's also just probably mad because it is 18 degrees outside. Can't tell. So let me get some more of these planted real quick, and then we will go over a few of the changes as we do that. I think it might actually be colder. I was just looking at the overview. Right now it is 15 degrees, feels like 5 degrees is the wet bulb currently. So, I chatted about it on Twitter. I did some contemplating, and we have removed Cold Sweat, and we have removed Serene Seasons, and all of my hackety mechanics that make Serene Seasons and Immersive Snow and all those things work together in a way that kind of felt okay. It still felt really bad, and it took a huge toll on World Gen. And I realized that I didn't really have any endgame plans for Cold Sweat or any of that, so you would just constantly be fighting off temperature all the time, and it didn't really have a monumental role in the pack otherwise. It was just an ongoing inconvenience, sort of like how thirst is glued into a lot of mod packs. Like, I don't think medieval Minecraft needs a thirst mechanic. It doesn't make sense to be there. It doesn't add anything to it. It detracts from the gaming experience, and I feel the same way here. So I kind of came to that conclusion, and I'm going to put a waypoint down here. This is the other talking point. I removed map atlases because we kept crashing from map atlases every time Mivajukar, which is the supplementaries, and map atlases dev, would come up with a new fix for various things that would usually include a fix for this bug, this crash that I keep on seeing. I would have the same crash, but at a different line. So I gave up. I gave up on map atlases for now. I moved back to Zero's Fair Play minimap, configured some things by default so that, like, for example, coordinates are not shown anywhere. I still liked that mechanic a lot about not being able to see your coords. Along with removing map atlases, the other crashing mod that I regularly ran into was inventory tweaks. And as much as I liked, or inventory profiles, which is just inventory tweaks, but ported. And as much as I liked that mod, I was tired of crashing, and they had not posted an update all year, and even since last year, for a good bit last year. So I realized that mod was probably not going to get the update that I wanted it to receive to be what I would consider playable. So, inventory sorter from CPW is what we're using now. So it's fine. I don't love it. I've never hated it. Inventory sorter has never been a problem for me. So sucks, but the world is a lot more reliable. And then today I was kind of analyzing some of the gameplay changes that I've made as I was playing through, and sort of thinking about a lot of things that have been discussed around a lot of mechanics in the game. A lot of mechanics such as tick acceleration, which is relevant now as we skip through the night and tick accelerate everything in the area. Another subject being like tool durability and whether or not it should be relevant, or if like I've been watching a lot of Iscal's videos and VODs for Vault Hunters, and so I've been thinking on a lot of just gameplay topics lately. Just been kind of in a gameplay mindset. And so I've decided not only to remove the major nerf that I made to Elytra, I've actually buffed pretty much everything, except, by the way, here, let me show you how I'm doing it. In case you care. So I have a... Hang on, let me squish some of this stuff down real quick. All right, we don't need this recipe event. Okay, so I've got a item modification event and everything except for some stone level, leather level, wood level, and let me think, stone, chainmail, sorry, wood and leather, and their aether equivalents have been blacklisted. But everything else, and copper, I guess, too, and a couple of the odds and ends, like rope arrows and gun ammo, these don't need to be buffed. But everything else actually gets a durability buff. So the durability buff is 2 times. So everything has 2 times more durability in this pack than it normally would by default. So Elytra would normally have, what, 432 durability? Excuse me, gosh. I just finished eating, and now I've got the burps. So now it's got double that. So just sort of been analyzing a lot of my initial gameplay decisions and just trying to think, like, does this make the pack harder and I like that, or does this make the pack harder and the pack benefits from it? You know? So, oh, I did some resource packing, by the way, yesterday and today. I had mentioned yesterday that I didn't like these slots being here, so I've just hidden them with the resource pack for now. You can't put anything in these anyway, because there does not exist an upgrade that you can craft or obtain for soul cages at all, or for mob cages is what they're normally called. I've completely taken over the mob or the caged mobs mod and just called it what I want to call it. I think it has been... Oh, that was the other thing we did yesterday. I totally forgot. We upgraded our altar to tier 5, and then we upgraded our blood orb to tier 5, and we did runes of runes of capacity. So now we have a 146,000 life essence capacity, which is massive. I also have been taking all of my changes that I've made to the brush up texture pack, and I have put them into a brush up plus resource pack that I have posted on Modrinth. I'm waiting for it to be approved. That includes GUI compatibility levels. Like, for example, I made GUI compatibility for the expanded storage mod that has all the cool custom chests. Again, I did it for this UI. There's a handful of UIs that I've done it for so far. If we take a look over here, we can kind of look through... I guess I would need to go on Modrinth, wouldn't I? It's still pending review at the moment. So we've already made compatibility for the blood magic sigils. You can see the wooden pressure plates and stuff are all stylized, the fences and gates as well. So they match. Pretty Pipes compatibility I made almost a year ago for Harmonious Creationeering, including the script that I made that has added all this wood support. And some of these screenshots were taken in the Harmonious Creationeering world. This is actually our little building platform that we had out there. Expanded storage. Sophisticated backpacks had broken compatibility. So I've fixed the compatibility. The slots were off focus, off center. Although they could probably still use some work, because Merp has a... No, I've done that here. Merp has got a style for the shading that I've done here. I couldn't remember if I did that or not. And then the extreme sound muffler compatibility that I wrote in the other day. That took quite a bit of work to do. Just because there's a bunch of UI elements that are weird. You know? I've also done a few others as well. So if we take a look... Stream Elements, you are 26 minutes late and like 12.5 chat messages late. You idiot. There's Aether compatibility. There's Aether Redux compatibility. That's for the planks. Better advancements. UI textures have been updated as well. That was for Harmonious Creationeering. Biomes of Plenty, Blood Magic. It's just for that one thing. Oh, and a fix for the Liquid Doubt and Liquid Essence. I probably shouldn't have included that in there, but I did. Whatever. Caged Mobs has my changes. Ecologics is compatibility. A lot of compatibility layers. There's a fix in here for the inventory because there was a placeholder inventory button or a crafting book button. That's a cursed idea. I love that. The recipe book was actually already here. I could talk about it or I could show you. This just sits here by default. And so if you have the recipe book hidden, which you can do with most mods nowadays, then you would just have this weird empty slot that was just, it was just a GUI. It was like just pixels. They didn't have a function or a purpose. They were just there for the visuals. So I removed that because it was weird to be included in the first place. Not that weird, just like, not really necessary. Also, lava, for some reason, shows up as semi-translucent in most modded instances with this resource pack. I've included my Pretty Pipe GUI textures. Not my block textures. I need to ship that separately. Trash slot. The trash slot normally doesn't look this way. Now it does. It's not perfect. This left side should not be dark. It should be light, and I've been meaning to fix that, but low priority. Most people keep it here anyway, and here it has the correct shading. What else have I done? Twigs had texture changes for a handful of things, including the silt bricks needing to be compatibility-ized. I think that's most of it, but like, yeah, a handful of mods. So I've gone through and added in all of that compatibility listed here through optional dependencies, and then a few other manual lists that were from CurseForge only. That first link is broken. Oh well, I don't really care right now. So yeah, other things that I have done. Yesterday we noticed, or I noticed, I need to get this out of full screen. Yesterday I noticed that there were no stripping recipes for the various woods using the sawing mechanic. They were there for most things, but not for everything. And I thought that was really strange. So I added compatibility for that using... Hang on, what are my changes? Let me take a look at that real quick. Move brush up compat to its own RP. So we've got a list of globals here, and then I've got a recipe set here that just does this. I just take all 4 of the different categories of wood, concatenate them together, iterate over all of them, generate a stripped resource location, which is, or an unstripped resource location, which is really easy. Ensure that the item exists, and if it does, I just create the recipe. Easy peasy. I replaced this with the global. So here you can see I used the global there and there. This is just my change to modify durability. Did I do anything else here? I feel like I did something else, but I guess not. So that's most of it. Oh. Anyways, Mice Raft. My iron should be done. If on 119.2, I don't remember. I truly don't remember. Let me go look at what I was using in Harmonious Creationeering. It would be out of date, but it would be... I updated Brush Up this summer, so that would have been July 28th, and that was version 1.5. The biggest thing was the introduction of armor, or like the new smithing table GUI that got merged down kind of incorrectly. Excuse me. And so I had to make a patch for that. If you don't plan on using the smithing table that much, you shouldn't have a big problem there. Anyways, we should be done with smelting. Forgot that I slept. The biggest reason why I want to set up create stuff now, ASAP, is because I am so freaking tired of this arc setup. The arc is great, and it has been carrying us this whole time, but I really want to get into crushing wheels. Of course, for that, we're going to need mechanical crafters, which means we're going to need brass, and a whole bunch of other things. So we're going to need 3, 6, 15, 18, 21, so we need 8. Let's grab 8 of these. Friendly reminder that you can only make andesite casings manually. Everything else you need to use a deployer. So if we look at the casings, this one allows you to do manual item application or combining with the mechanism combiner, but these only do mechanical combinations. Whoops, that's not what I wanted. And then rose gold I should have plenty of. Let's just grab some iron. And crafting tables I should have one of. And I have the ability to make many more. Just like so. I think I made one too many. Oh well, whatever. And so, if we take a look at, like, raw materials, these can all be crushed 1-to-1, and then that can be smelted. So this could easily be automated, like really easily be automated. Okay, almost all of them can be crushed 1-to-1. This could already be smelted 1-to-1. So, all of our raw materials here, specifically looking at the 1212 raw copper that I have, can be hopefully automated pretty easily, but we've got to get everything else set up first. Oh, I also made the air sigil reagent more expensive. It was too cheap. Okay, so let's start planning out some sort of a build here. I'm thinking tough for the floor. I'm a really big fan of the tough variant as a floor. Let's do layered for now for the outline, and then probably a combination of raw or polished tough. I think it's called polished. What's it called? This is the wrong backpack. Cut tough for the rest of this. And I'm not really sure how I'm gonna shape this up particularly. So this is the interior floor, right? We've got to keep that in mind as well. This would be the interior floor. Probably drop this down a level. Because I want to have plenty of space here. Wow. What a lame joke. And of course, this is all still pretty rough. I don't really have a specific idea in mind. I'm just thinking something sort of vaguely big. But I don't know. I don't know. I'm not feeling it for some reason. Okay. Let's try something else. I'm thinking maybe I should start with the walls rather than the floor. I'm also thinking maybe something with limestone could be fun. How does cut limestone look? Is that too bland? No, that's pretty perfect, actually. I've never built with creates limestone. I didn't like it for the longest time. I like this a lot more. Sorry, I'm thinking out the shape right now. So what I'm trying to sort out in my head is I'm thinking profile-wise, I'm thinking classic factory almost. Maybe part of it is that I should be considering framed blocks more. Sorry, I am actually currently drawing this out. Give me just a second to kind of get into this, and then we can go over my drawing and kind of work on building this out. And so from the top, something sort of like this. So this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking something sort of like classical factory style, with a top-down view that looks something like this, right? So we'd have something a little more on the rectangular side. So let's look into doing something like that. And then I really need to go grab my framed stuff, because I'm thinking framed blocks would be really fun for this build. I've not played with framed blocks that much in a long time. And last time I did, it was like 110 when I had this underground base that was super high tech and super cool, but it was for my Actually Additions base, my Actually Additions canola processing. We'll bring this with us as well. Okay, so we can work. I think I can work with that a little better, kind of knowing what I know now. Hey Pip, how goes it? So let's work on the side building first, and then we can work on the main building. And I'm thinking we might do like a little industrial yard as well. So we'll do 11 by 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Keyword there is we will do it correctly, hopefully, but so far no good. This is going to be a warehouse for our create and probably also our immersive engineering facilities, because both mods are guilty of causing difficulties of the FPS varieties. Yeah, I'm thinking we build this. Our main home is all the way over here. So this will be out of render distance at all times. But we can just chunk load it. And it's not that far. We can build out We can build out like a rail system or something to go out here is kind of what I was thinking. I may also randomize a couple of these just to kind of keep things interesting. I like the cut limestone quite a bit, but I do think that it could be made a little bit cooler if we do something like that. And then what we'll do is we will have a windowed area at the top level. Is kind of what I'm thinking. Yes, yes, I know. And I'm thinking this room will mostly be for some of our nastier looking constructions. That way we don't have to worry about glass panes and windows being in the way. This will be for our, like your hammers, your mixers, the things that require like that you run rotational power halfway up the wall. Because this is not always the best looking. And so I'm thinking that we could do just windows up here at the top, and then everything else can be kind of closed off. For a test world, I'm putting a lot of effort into this world. I've also just been having fun playing this pack, to be fair. Let's grab some more walnut logs and see how these look. I think they're going to be perfect, but I always like to make sure before I commit to a color palette. And I like the shrubbery. I'm going to keep the free shrubbery. You guys know me. I was going to plant some in there anyway. So, now I don't have to. Right, we don't have slot refill. I might add that as a mod. That's a really good question. It's a really good question. No. I have a couple of ideas. I think the first of which is the fact that combat is no more or less engaging horseback. In fact, I would say it is significantly less engaging. You're left with no options. You have to get off of your horse. By the way, I do like this color palette. The reds from the walnut work really well with the reds in the brick. And we will, of course, texture this up and make this all fun looking and such on the outside. Probably thinking something to the effect of stairs of some variety. But yeah, I do find that like combat is a place that needs a lot of work in Minecraft. I think we all vaguely have this thought, this understanding, the notion that Minecraft's combat is in a state of incompletion. Fair enough, whatever, fine. But I do think that one way to help with that is to make combat more engaging in different circumstances. Make it a different case of combat each time. I think one thing that would be really interesting to see is if easy mode, like game difficulty, would change combat as well. I think peaceful should have easy mode's combat, but with no mob spawning. I think easy mode's combat should be the pre-combat update combat. Insta-spam, whatever. Normal should probably be the Jeb snapshot, combat snapshot, and hard should be the current snapshot, the current combat, is kind of how I would envision it in my head, vaguely. Now, and I'm not saying that that's gonna fix horses, but I do think that the ability for combat to change from situation to situation would be very interesting. I think that being on a horse changes combat in real life quite a bit. So reducing your reach significantly would be very interesting. I think making it so that your sights, like your focus, your view bob, moved with the horse's steps would be very fascinating to see as well. So I would have to answer, like, off the top of my head, if combat was more interesting or more challenging, I think that would be its own thing. Like, I think that could be its own interest. I discussed last, or stream before last, that I think that Elytra kind of break a lot of movement, and I don't have any major issues with Elytra. I think if that's how you want to get around, if that's what you find comfortable, it's what I find comfortable, unfortunately. Then it's what you find comfortable. But I do think that that could be an interesting component that could really benefit in a handful of ways, the way that we interact with horses. I do think that if sprinting... Okay, so one of the issues that I have is I find that Elytra are a little too early game. And for the hardcore players, Elytra are a little too early game. And I think the difficulty settings should be able to change how they generate or how they spawn or how you obtain them. And I do think that horses being able to spawn in slower than the player can move without a horse is nonsense. I don't think that... I understand the realism. I understand that there are some... there is such a thing as a lame horse. Like, that happens. It's a thing that will happen. And just like in Minecraft, you don't keep a lame horse around for fun. But I don't find... in a game where horses are already underutilized, I don't... It seems counterintuitive and really counterproductive to spawn in a critter that is meant for movement, that makes movement more of a hassle. I think another part of it is people may find the perfect horse and not know that it's the perfect horse. I think if all horses were the same speed, that would reduce a lot of the fear or demotivation around getting a horse in the first place. If all horses were the same speed, you would know any horse that I pick out will be faster. Great. I think saddles, honestly, should not be as difficult as they are to get. I think leather workers, if they can't already trade saddles, should be able to trade saddles. I think they should be expensive, but I think that they should be able to trade saddles. I don't think craftable saddles are the answer. Never have. As indicated by me removing the Aether's saddle recipe, because I think it's dumb. Personally. Just opinions here. But those are a couple of places that you could start. I don't think it's too powerful. I wouldn't necessarily say that. I mean, could nerfing sprint be a means of buffing horses? Sure. I would honestly be very interested in seeing how that played out as a mechanic in a mod pack where sprinting was just outright disabled. And so you would be motivated to look for other movement mechanisms. I would definitely, my first instinct would be to go to minecarts and trains. And then horses. That goes to show you how little I care about horses. And mind you, I had a horse in this world. I actually just found it earlier and maybe ended it. No one has to know. But it's just like, I don't know, maybe we'll do that. It's just, they don't seem... This is gonna sound really crappy. I find them to be more useful as a source of leather than as a mode of transportation. Plain and simple. And I think that indicates a major point of concern around the design, the philosophy and design around them in general. Another way to avoid most danger in survival is by digging down 3 blocks and placing 1 block. I mean, I get it, but it's not... If you're looking for fear, if you're looking for that sense of danger again, I do think that there are other ways of doing it. Excuse me. I think I actually want this to be inside. I think I want dang, excuse me, inside detail. So we can do something like that. I'm pretty sure we have a deep slate pillar of some variety, don't we? We do. It's with smooth deep slate, but that's okay. That could be worth considering. I'm also curious if a tough pillar might not be a better go. I'm not sure. Maybe we give it a try as well. Because I'm thinking we could do maybe out to here. Oh, definitely. I mean, I don't disagree. I think that there's definitely a lot of stuff could be improved in Minecraft. And that's part of why I love modding so much is I've made, in this pack right here, I've made a lot of changes to the base game that do not exist and do not fit in a lot of environments, but they're my opinions. It's my pack. I can build the pack out however I want to, which is what I find so enjoyable about it, is I don't have to wait for Mojang to agree with me or wait and hope that they ever do. I don't care. I think that tools have too little durability. Tools have buffed durability. I think mending is kind of lame after a while. It was fun at first, right? I'm not going to disagree that it was really cool at first. But now, in the modded environment, I just don't find where it fits anymore. So it's what I find so fun and fascinating about modded Minecraft is you can do so much with it. And so, yeah, like, I do think that you could boost the durability or the danger in caves. One of the ways that I've done that in this pack, one of the ways that I find interesting, and by the way, if it sounds like I'm taking on a defensive tone, that's just, I'm just in a state of productive thinking. Don't let my tone catch you off guard or make you think that I'm, like, upset or whatever. One of the ways that I've done that is by integrating a mod that changes, it feels like we're sleeping every 2 minutes. Holy cow. Let's just leave you there. One of the ways that I've modified that is by making it so that the deeper you go, the more well-equipped various enemies are going to be. With gear, like with armor and stuff. And I find that to be very fun because the deeper you go, the more nice stuff you're going to find, sure, but the more danger you're going to be met with as well. I don't know that this is the design we're going to go with out here, by the way. I'm fiddling. I don't think this is going to be it. I don't really like this all that much. Okay, good. I just always like to make sure that people don't think I'm, like, genuinely upset or something. I like these kinds of conversations that are big thinkers, you know? Genuinely some of my favorite kind of conversation to have in my streams. Or just in general. I love these bricks, by the way. Variated bricks are the best thing. No, I think I disagree with my initial impression. I think all of this is bad, and I should feel bad. I was trying to embed the wood layer, and I don't like that at all. Yeah, like, the Minecraft Ideas Academy is incredible. If you haven't caught them on YouTube, which I'm sure you have, based on the direction the conversation between Pip and you and I has been going. But, I like thinking about ways that the game can take a different approach. Ways that the game can be refreshed. And, like, I don't think that the game is bad. I just think the game on its own, for someone who's really well experienced with it, like myself, is getting a little stale. And there's nothing wrong with that. They can only push updates out so regularly, and those updates only have so much of a chance to appeal to me. I've got to be honest with you, 1.20, the only thing that I cared about was the new biome. And I didn't really even care about it that much. It was just the one thing that I was like, well, that'll be fun to find. Awesome. I find that the brushing mechanic is pretty neat. I don't dislike it at all. I've actually found it to be very entertaining. I found no interest whatsoever in sniffers. I don't care about them in the slightest bit. I can say the same for 119. I don't care about the ancient cities or the deep dark. Just not my cup of tea. But I can develop packs around these mechanics, and I can do stuff with them. And that's what I find so entertaining about these new updates is they are, the game has become a platform for me to build stuff that I want to build. Okay, so I'm thinking maybe we change our approach here and we go with a split style. Sort of like this, just to make it a little more interesting, because it's so bland. This is such a large space that doesn't have anything going on in it. Like, the walls are so large. And that was the goal. The goal was for this to be a large space for me to do my building in. But Yeah, and I think that's like ideal. I think that's the ideal outcome. What am I doing here? If this isn't the corner... Hang on. Sorry, this is... My brain hurts. I really wanted this to be the shape, but I don't know if this is going to make any sense. So I'm trying to make sense of this a little bit. Now, I could do... something split level, but I kind of had this vision of like a big flat space. But I mean, it would be 4 blocks tall. I would clear some of this out. Not what I usually like to do, but... it was sort of inevitable. That's not my backpack. Can I... to be honest, yeah. Right now, one thing that I don't love about the modded scene is the fact that everyone... And I totally understand it. I'd like to preface this with, I lack 100% creativity. Like, creativity is not my forte. I'm not great at it. It is something that takes a lot of my time and effort to do. But I am growing tired / disappointed by the number of tech mods and by the significant lack of magic mods. And I really, really, really enjoyed and miss magic mods that were really, really thoroughly built with this entire mechanic. And I'm glad to see some of them come back around over time. But it has kind of left me wanting to know what happened and how we could ever return to that scene again. I like that. That is a fun shape. And so I don't know that I really have anything to contribute to that component specifically, because I lack creativity entirely to do anything along those lines, to come up with a unique new magic system. But it feels like right now the magic component of modded Minecraft consists solely of rehashes or reduxes, and that's fine. I appreciate them and I use the crap out of them anyway, because I missed those mods as well. But I've noticed a significant lack of like change in that field. One thing that I've become really fond of is the fact that we have so many Vanilla Plus mods that reimagine. That is a cat. Who did that? That's just a cat. That's straight up a cat. And you can't tell me otherwise. Clouds don't normally form that way. I just got frickin' oh-woed. Who did this? What mod does this? I need to know what mod does this. I need to know. Hang on. Is there... If I look up... Aether... No. I'm not getting rid of it. I need to know who did. It's outstanding. I love it. I'm not getting rid of it. No. I don't know who does this. There's not a config option anywhere. Who did this? I mean, I love him. Look at him. What a cute patoot, but also, who done it? But I've been a big fan of the number of mods that have been introducing changes to the core game that I never thought would be possible, or at least not possible at the ease that they've been done. It's been something, there's a lot of things in the base game that I've been wanting to see changed or wanting to change that I can finally do that in, and it's been pretty cool being able to do that. I think the number of mods that are reinventing the optimized vanilla rendering system, like Rubidium, Embedium, etc. Outstanding. Love to see it. Doing God's work. So, like, there's definitely been a lot of trends I'm super thrilled to see. But I do miss just, like, when you had magic mods that added whole new systems, or tech mods that added whole new systems. It wasn't even about intercompatibility at all. CloudCat is going to bother the crap out of me because I really want to know who adds the CloudCat. Anyways, I looked it up and I couldn't find anything. But yeah, so to that end, like, I'm often left wondering, like, what's coming soon or next to the Minecraft scene, sort of, kind of, you know? All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 1, 2. No, we need a 5 wide door for sure. Still not sure how I feel about some of this. I have a different idea, though. Yeah, I think that's part of it too, is I grow tired of all these, like, don't get me wrong, Create is a great mod. It's really cool. It's got a lot of novel graphical components, but I mean, so did Immersive Engineering, and Immersive Engineering eventually, you know, did its thing and is now kind of considered a staple. And Create is still years later being considered this novel creation. And while it is, I'm not gonna knock it. It is certainly a great creation. I don't see it to be the end-all be-all for modded Minecraft. Like, I do still crave other content, and that's part of why this pack is not focused around Create like Harmonious Engineering was, or like Harmonious Creationeering was. My goal is to build a pack that is fun and uses some of Create's very interesting and unique crafting mechanics along the way, but nothing more. Nothing more. I truly want to emphasize a return to, like, it has been, because of Create, it has been kind of considered taboo again to do single block constructs that do multiple things, and I just think that's kind of nonsense. Like, there's nothing wrong at all with a single block that is able to do the same things that it took 6 blocks in Create to do. I just think it's important that if you put them in a mod pack with progression in mind, that you make it so that the multi-block Create version is eventually able to be replaced by a single block version, and that they are gated respectively, and that you can't do the single block version before the multi-block version. If that's how you want to design your pack, you don't have to. These are just my guidelines, by the way. These are not like, I don't care how you decide to design your pack, but that's just how I've been designing mine. The mindset that I've been working in for a little while now. And so that's why you have, for example, sorry, brass casing. That's why you have this recipe and then this recipe. I see no issue with the combiner. I think the combiner is great. I think it's important to do things the hard way first and then get into the easy way. You know, a blast furnace is going to require a little bit of hardcore embers and Create stuff. So be it. It's not the end of the world. So long, Cat Cloud. I'm now going to be looking at the clouds nonstop, trying to figure out if there are other Easter eggs with the clouds. Maybe we do, I think part of what I'm running into is just the minor creativity block with this color palette. Maybe we try out tough. I do find that there are some really cool looking bricks, but also just cut tough on its own looks great. As like a base block. Maybe something like that. I think that'll work. Is there anything... No, I did not. I was content with vanilla, to be honest. Wild as that sounds. Hot take, framed blocks maybe just maybe adds a few too many variants for me. This is a lot. I really just want a few shapes. Slopes are fine. Although I have seen there's a new stair variant. That is top-bottom divided, but I'm not seeing it, so whatever. It may not be what I think it is, too. These bricks don't have a stair variant, so we make do. Not like it's a big problem or anything. I like how ragged this texture is. I think that's going to be fun to play with. I should really move. Let's get rid of the compacting upgrade and move you into here. I'm not going to use the compacting upgrade anytime soon. Gosh, those have a chunky sound. Yeah, I think I like that. I think I like that just fine. So then we do you two. You two. Yeah, that's giving me the vibe I was looking for. So now... I may unchisel a good bit of this stuff and then rechisel it back into the chunky version. Because I definitely like this more. And then we'll do something here, probably something kind of fun shaped or something. I don't know. We could always do more of this because it's pretty enjoyable. And then we could do solid bricks like that. I think that'll work. I have no idea what to do for the center area. There's a very real possibility that I'm going to leave this kind of open so that this can expand into another thing, maybe? I don't know. What's our spacing here? We could do this. I don't see any problem with that. Try to noise it up a little bit. Come over here and take a quick naparoni and grab some more of these iron window panes. So what we will probably do is come up with a... Just to help the build feel bigger, probably come up with some type of, like, depth and dimension inside and out. Also work on the terraforming a tiny bit, because it is kind of rough. There we go. All right, now we can do some glass here. One of the things that I wanted to look into as well is how we should handle... For this, I feel like a big window here would be good. I wanted to do a big doorway again, but I don't know that that's going to be the best way to go about this. Do I really only have 12? Holy crap. Okay, no, good. I was about to say, we are really flying through this stuff if that is the case. But, I'm thinking I want to use... I haven't used any of Macaw's bridges yet, and I think it would be really fun to do some of the scaffolding and stuff. Or, catwalks. So maybe here, what we can do is have a... I just did one thing, but that's actually not what we're going to do. We might look into making a bunch of these into... Sorry, I want this on the bottom. Into pillars again. So that way I can do... this again. Except, I wonder... I almost wonder if it could be... more interesting if we did it a different way, maybe? If we did it with these here? And then maybe did a couple of... I don't know that this is the right wood color. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think that this is the right wood color. I think spruce wood would actually look better here. Spruce planks, specifically. The heck was that? Oh. So I'm thinking we could do something fun along these lines. Yeah, I definitely think that those two match pretty well. And then we could do... you and you there and there, like so. And then do panes. There. Like so. Keeps things kind of interestingly shaped, to say the least. Hey, Zayden. Welcome back. And so now I'm wondering, do we want to do... Yeah, I kind of think my former self may have been onto something here. Starting to get low on bricks. That's concerning. So one of the things that I was wondering as I was sitting here kind of putting this together is, should we do... Did I not literally just sleep? Whatever, is we could do something like this. To sort of reset the top and the bottom pieces. Very nice. Yeah, I do like this from an outside perspective. Definitely a big fan of that. Now, I need to see... What are some of the chisel variants that I have been completely forgetting about this whole time? Because I guarantee you there's at least 11. Is this copper? Oh, it is. Huh. Not really actually seeing anything that immediately calls out to me at this stage. Now, what I am envisioning is something that uses these. I don't know that we really need bridge supports, to be honest. Ah, right. I need the pliers as well. Or whatever they're called. Yeah, pliers. Okay, well, let's see then. Alright, well, as feared, we do in fact need a little bit of material, but hey. Not that bad. Let's grab another stack of these. These are fun. They're a little expensive. I'm surprised they only make one. But that keeps everything nice and open, but still gives us a lot of access up here. Yeah, I like these a lot. These bridges are really nice. And now we have the ability to actually get to work up here now. A lot more easily than we were doing it before. Yeah, I'm not certain about the placement yet. But I do like it. One other thing that I can do that has crossed my mind is we can do supports underneath as well. I think there's a particularly shiny variant of andesite that would look okay as like a metal-ish support. Yeah, that actually looks pretty good. I'm not too upset with that. Now, part of it too, part of this whole... Did I not just sleep? I swear days have gotten shorter. Keep this on me now. Part of it that I'm considering right now as well is that I'm probably going to build a second or third factory, and I think it'd be kind of fun to keep them elevated and have this be the main in and out, and just kind of like have them connect to each other with, I don't know, I haven't really decided yet. Something. So for the roof here, I'm wondering, can we get away with cut andesite slab? I think we can. I think that's going to look just right. Okay. Yeah, that looks really good in here. And so, what we can do is... There. Here in the corners. I think I'm going to find it nerve-wracking having this here the way that it is. Okay, corners are fine. I think that's the best I could do anyway. I'll probably put them all back at some point very soon. I just, for building this right now, I didn't want to have to futz with it. And then I'm thinking probably limestone stairs for a lot of this. Bye. I guess I should really kind of think this out, shouldn't I? It could be potentially cool, especially here on the ends where we're going to have this go all the way around the top. To do a few elevated and a few unelevated or non-elevated. Hopefully you'll see what I mean in just a second. So I'm thinking we could do... I have too many blocks and not enough space. We could do... something like this, essentially. Ah, right. Kind of stupid if they don't connect, which they won't. Okay, well... why don't we just do that then? We'll just keep it simple. Yep, I think I like that. So what we can do is the same thing over here. Have these come down all the way, and those are going to be more of the same. Like so. So those are the end caps done. And then, I didn't forget about the stairs, but I hadn't really considered if I wanted to keep them or not. Or if I wanted to use slopes instead. I'm not sure yet. Well, I guess I'm down here now. So for this part, this is where I'm not particularly sure what I want to do. Didn't know you could do that. Interesting. No, I want stairs. So I'm thinking 1 and 2. Like so. That could be interesting. I like the idea a lot. I'm not sure how it would fit in, but I'd be interested in giving that a try. It certainly sounds fun. Let's see about doing... Oops. I do think that that could be pretty fun. I'll think on that for sure. I don't remember which one of these it is. It's one of them. This will remove the texture. I'm pretty sure it's this one, the wrench. I don't think that solves my problem. It does not. And this is for redstone, right? Oh, that is what I wanted. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. Seamless. I guess it does matter what side you click on. Odd. Okay. I'm good with whatever. And then we can do more of these as glass panes. And then what we'll do is we'll probably end up having... cut andesite stairs for this or something. Sort of like this is kind of how I'm picturing it. Just something fun to add some texture. Yeah, I like how that looks. That definitely gives it the look that I was going for. Although I'm not sure how I feel about the tough pillars, and I'm starting to second guess myself on that. I'm wondering what tough or limestone bricks would make, how limestone bricks would make me feel. I don't know that I like the pillar texture at all, and I don't know that the tough texture is necessarily my thing here, the color specifically. So let's try out limestone brick and just kind of see how that goes. I think that's going to be the one, but it is a little hard to tell. Oh yeah, no, that's definitely the one. That's the one. Undeniably. The continuity is just too good. Okay, so now we've got more stairs to do. I also... Whoops, I actually meant for you to be the limestone that doesn't have a stair variant. There we go. Set some glass panes in there. We will also need a few more stairs. I think I can make stairs out of what I've got left here. Plain limestone. And boom. So that's the wall. That's the sort of general vague, not really for sure how that's going to look, but vaguely how that's going to look design. Now, with this design, I'm not sure that I am sold on this aspect at all. I think those might be replaced with stairs since I've already got them. And only exactly enough to cover. I don't like this overhang at all. That looks better. And we will add some depth and dimension to this, so don't you worry about that at all. I've got some plans in that regard in a couple of places. And while it doesn't feel that big, I mean, keep in mind a lot of our crafting is just going to be all over the place. And we will expand this out as well. Let me get these guys brought back into place now that I am done. And the last thing that I'm thinking is we go get some gray dye and make a bunch of gray connected glass. Or, ooh, do we want to do gray standard glass? Let's do that. We've got a good bit of glass already. I've got a bunch of stuff here that I think I can revert. I'd like to do that. I went through a lot of limestone. Is that all of my limestone? That was all of my limestone that went into that build. That was a lot of limestone. And then let's grab some more framed blocks. Because I'm thinking what we can do, aside from clean up a lot, is it could be fun to do more slopes. Just make a bunch. I can uncraft them later. It's not really a problem. And then we can do light grade glass. Let's do a stack for now. And then in here, let's grab a good bit of this. Because what I'm thinking is we can do... a repeat of this roof here, because I liked it a lot. Except, of course, with the design that I had originally envisioned. So let's go around and do perimeter on the roof. I also forgot something. Cool. So what I'm thinking is we can do... something like this. Boots are still taking a beating, even at double durability. No surprises, of course, but sucks nonetheless. So we can do something probably along these lines. And then go ahead and just do... I wish there's a way to lock this. Excuse me. It's gonna suck not being able to lock these, I gotta say. Do you have like a chiseled variant that isn't actually chiseled? No, okay. Come on. Behave. Is there a framed block that ends in a half slab? I doubt that, but that would be like exactly what I could use here. A framed slope that ended in a half slab, specifically speaking. I see things that are really similar. I don't know if that has the same slope that I'm looking for, but maybe. Framed elevated sloped slab. Oh yeah, sure enough. It's not perfect, but it will work. That works. I'm happy with that. It's better than leaving it. I will say that much. And so I'm going to leave this part here completely open. Aside from maybe one potential is to do a slope here. But I don't want to overcomplicate things. Speaking of overcomplicating things, I'm really overcomplicating if I don't make more scaffolding. Let's do a few more. Perfect. That's fine. You're gonna hate me for this. This should probably be facing the other way. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna build up a little helper platform here. Straight down the middle for now. For me to place down scaffolding on. Because, oh boy, do I need some. Because I'm gonna need some... here. Here. And there. Send help. I don't know why I've decided to do it this way. Why I've decided to do this, but I have. It's going to take so long to do. But now that I'm done, I can come underneath all of this and break it. And so that's how it's going to look on the inside. Yeah, I'm good with that. I may make a few panes of this just to save some resources, because I don't want to go gather a whole bunch of light gray dye through the various means possible. There are a few ways of doing it, and they all suck. Anyway, so now that this one is done, this component is done, I will probably need to... get some cooperation from my blocks here. That's right, I am completely out of this block. So I'm thinking it would be cool ideally probably here, and I have my reasons, and here. This didn't bother me. Let's put my campfires down. Thus creating a smoke effect, right? And so what I was kind of wondering is if I could get away with doing bricks around this, and I think I can probably do that just fine. I will need more bricks. That's a problem. Let's go get some more bricks going. Can I uncraft? I can. Okay. I couldn't remember if I could do that or not. That should be enough for now, but... One, two, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. It's about as good as I can ask. Only difference is actually, hang on. I can make this work. We'll just make it taller. 1 block taller, and then it'll be 1 block longer. Problem solved. Let me fix this. So we make this one 1 block taller. So normally it goes here, but we'll make it go up to here. And so now yeah, I think that's gonna look good. Just the classic factory when you think of a factory, which is pretty fitting for immersive, you know? Alright, so now we have framed slopes all the way down. Owie. Miscalculated all of that. Crap. Okay. Well. Burning through andesite really quickly, actually. I'm kind of surprised. Mind you, we'll get some of it back, but still. Cool. Okay. So that's that, and then we need to put... I'm gonna need more dark gray, or more gray dye. I was really hoping to avoid that, but... okay. Don't I have a bunch of white? I do. That works way better. There. That should be good. This build is coming along really well. It is a big one, though. But I do like how this is looking. Alright, so we can do glass panes back here. I know that those are going to connect. I don't really care. So that should do there. Now, I've yet to really figure out the rest of this. So let's get into that real quick as well. So we'll have... I think it's 6 and then framed slope. Definitely loving this andesite. Sheet metal would look even better, but we don't have access to that right now. It is currently... I've been on the fence, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to leave it as a item that you cannot actually use in immersive engineering until you unlock immersive engineering. Okay, so now that that much is done, comes a couple of questions. What should I do for the rest of this? Should I do I'm thinking probably just the one additional support on this bigger one. I think for the rest of these, we leave them as is. And then, oh right, I forgot there's the question of the back of this as well. Which should go up to here. Like so. I like that. Good. Cool. I gotta say, I'm a big fan of how this looks from the outside. Now we just gotta work on the inside. I need to decide what to do across the board here. I like the glass here. I'm gonna do that here as well. Well, no, not there, I guess. So maybe something like this. So we would leave this all open, which I like that a lot. I like the style of that. I guess I'm trying to figure out, why do I have some of these? I don't really understand why I have these here. As much as it makes sense for there to be support, I'm also beginning to question myself and if I want to go through the insanity that is making the undersides of these slopes as well, which I'm thinking I might. All right, and then the other thing is we have sticks. We have planks. Let's make a bunch more of these. Nah, I like these. They're fine. All right, we already did that one, so we're good there. Now all that's left is this one. So, if we... Oh, I don't know. Okay, so now we are down to a problem that is much easier to resolve, which is what do we do about this midsection? And how do we explain the existence of certain components here? So I'm perfectly content with doing a few of these. And then one of those. For that. That looks right. And then for you, we can do something like this. And simply connect it across using these guys. I think that would work really well, actually. I'm going to tear this down for just a second. Using that into a slab. And heck, you know, for the sake of consistency, we can even do the same thing over here. Just like that. Yep, I love this. This is really fun. This is really cool looking, and I like how this turned out. It's especially bright during the day. It stays nice and bright. We'll set up some lighting in here as well, so not to worry there. But, like, it's just nice and airy. I like that. And despite outward appearances, it's actually not nearly as unhealthy for the environment as it might appear, at least. Only thing that I'm kind of wanting to do now is create like a cross bracing from here down, but that I might be getting too into it. Now we just need to do the floor, and we'll be good to go. And for the most part, I'm thinking pretty simple floor. Perfect. Honestly, this build is great, and I love this. Still have a few concerns to deal with, but it shouldn't be too bad. Let's go clean up the good old inventory and get into kind of what I've got left going on in my head. I don't even want this much grass. It can just go away. What is this from? Steaming rails, okay. I wish there was some sort of... like... something. I don't know. I don't really know what I'm looking for, to be honest. I don't know what I'm looking for. And then I'm thinking probably... get into some decoration. Because what I'm thinking is we do a 2 tall iron bar fence. Whoops. Oh well. And this will be completely desolate. And will basically just be a space for a couple of smaller odds and ends. Right now, it's just going to be for decoration. We'll eventually have silos and tanks out here. Right now, I'm just going to build this out as decoration. By the way, is there a way to convert this back into dirt? There really should be an easier way of doing that, I think. Or I should just make a new shovel. Problem solved. Okay, cool. So yeah, now this is all broken down. And what I wanted to do was see about some chiseled deep slate variants. May not have brought enough deep slate. That's a minor annoyance. Cool. We'll do the rest of this cobbled for now. Just kind of want to leave it looking relatively kind of gross because we're going to decorate it as well with some ash. Just to sort of indicate like this is a busy area. We do a lot of work around here because we will be. Excellent. So We've got a couple of these variants that can be kind of fun to build with. So I think I'm just going to build a sort of like a rock pile-ish shape. Like this-ish. Oh, you know what I should have grabbed as well? Would have made a lot of sense to do. Is to grab some of the pebbles from twigs. Cute. Yep, I like it. And then I kind of figured something kind of similar, but for coal over here in a much smaller pile. Certainly feels quite busy over here. I kind of like it. Might have overdone it, but we'll see. Yep, I'm digging it. And so, you know, we would have some of our bigger structures. Like so. I'm actually wondering if maybe we should do... Give me that back, please. Maybe we should do lanterns on the walls instead. Not entirely certain. Wait, actually, you know, I just wondered, just realized, can you do flat crafters? No. That would be really cool if you could. So we may put a crafter in here instead. Just because it's definitely among some of the uglier stuff one can build. Yeah, I think this will mostly work out pretty well. Well, okay, there you go. It has been 3 hours, 15 minutes, and all we've done is basically build. But it was a good build. I think we did a good job. I'm pretty happy with this build. We're gonna fill it up with a bunch of stuff soon, probably next stream. I like the idea of the big sign for this building. I might try to put it maybe here, replace that glass with like a giant cogwheel or something. Haven't really decided yet. Anyways, y'all, I'm gonna let y'all go for the night. It is pretty late for me, so I'm gonna go and call it. Thank you so much for hanging out. As always, you're wonderful, and I hope you know it, and I will see you very soon. Hopefully I'll be able to continue to stream the next couple of days, because I'll be out of town starting on Thursday, so be nice to not have to go a really long time without streaming. But if I do, I do, you know. Streaming is low priority for me compared to everything else. I mean, there's obviously things that I'd rather do, like streaming, but you can only do so much in a day. So yeah, I'm gonna get some of this stuff cleaned up over time, and we have made a lot of progress today. I'm a little bit tired, and that's just cobblestone. Anyways, y'all, thanks a lot for hanging out today. Thanks for helping me build and design our lovely structure, and I'll see you soon. Take care of yourselves, and yeah, have a good night. Stay warm, stay dry, stay cozy, whatever. You know, it's crazy snowy here.